morning student, myself UK Singh, science teacher at ISL Mundri Dhanbad. Okay, today we will going to continue with the same chapter, that is crop production and management. Okay, and today's topic is manure and fertilizer. We've already studied in class 8 about manure and fertilizers. Okay, now manure and fertilizer are two entirely different things, which both of them serve the same purpose although, but they have different kind of nature. For example, manures are purely natural. It is obtained uh, by the decomposition of organic matter, any kind of organic matter. Okay, on the other hand, fertilizers are made uh, by chemical salts. Okay, manures are good for the long term health of the soil, whereas fertilizers are not good for the long term health of the soil. Okay, so there are many advantages of manure over fertilizer. First of all, it is natural, man-made. Cost is very less. It can be prepared from the waste in the field, at the home, also in the form of compost. Long-term health of the soil improves. It increases the water holding capacity of the soil. It also increases the humus content of the soil. Okay, fertilizers on the other hand are having good nutritive value, but long-term use makes the soil toxic and also the crops toxic, because higher concentration of fertilizers are counterproductive for the health of the soil and the crops. Okay, excess limit of fertilizers in the crops are not good for health. They are carcinogenic in nature. One advantage of fertilizers over manures is that fertilizers are easy to handle, whereas manures are bulky and not easy to handle. Apart from this, manures are good for overall health of the crops. Now the second important topic is irrigation. Now what is irrigation? Irrigation is providing water to the crops. It is one of the most important factors which is required for the success of the crops or crop production. Now water can be provided by various ways. Our country is highly incumbent on monsoon for irrigation. If monsoon fails to occur, or if there is less monsoon, then what will happen? The crop productivity will get decreased. To overcome that, different kind of infrastructure, and when I'm talking about infrastructure, that means all the required systems, or you can say the systems in place which ensures that water reaches the crops. As we all know that the plant cell contains approximately 90% of water. Okay, so water is the major requirement. So in our country, there are different methods of irrigation. Although most part of the irrigation is dependent on monsoon rain, but still there are different methods like wells. From the wells, water can be provided through the motor pump or by manually also from the tube wells. Canals are one of the most important structures, especially in areas which are what you can say dry. Okay, so the canal system can be built from one city to another, from one state to another, and in some cases from one country to another also, in some European countries. Okay, so this canal system ensures that water can be brought about from a place which is receiving heavy rainfall to a place which is dry. One of such there so many examples of the canals in India also, that is running from the Assam to Rajasthan, and other kinds of canals which are present in different states and cities. River lift system. Okay, sometimes what happened, water is directly drawn from the rivers for supplementary irrigation. Tanks, these are the stored structure in which water has been stored, either the rainwater or the river water, so that irrigation can be done during the summer season. Okay, so for a successful agrarian society, much emphasis need to be done on the infrastructure of irrigation. Now there are cropping pattern. There are different kinds of cropping pattern. Okay. Now first of one is the mixed cropping. In mixed cropping, what happens? Two or more crops are grown in the same field. Okay. For example, one of such combinations can be wheat, groundnut, gram, sunflower, and some vegetables. Okay. So what is the advantage of this cropping pattern? That if one of the crop fails, the other will thrive. Okay. So we are just minimizing the risk of failure of crops. Okay. Intercropping is the growing of two or more crops simultaneously in the same field in definite pattern, but in this pattern there will be one row for different separate kinds of crops. One such example is bajra and cowpea. Okay, bajra, cowpea, soybean, these are different patterns. Okay, that means in intercropping they are grown simultaneously but in a definite pattern. Okay. Third important method is crop rotation. Crop rotation is a method of growing different crops during different period of times. Okay, it's called crop rotation. Crop rotation ensures the productivity. Why? Because this helps in increasing the productivity of the soil. For example, if pulses are grown and then harvested and the soil are rich in nitrogen, so there is no need of adding fertilizers or manures. Okay, so this makes the crop robust, okay, for the next growing season. Crop production and management. One crop production and management. Okay, crops also witness many fungal, bacterial, and what you can say attacks due to various pests like insects. Okay, there are different kind of issues related to crops. For example, one such example is weeds. Okay, weeds are the unwanted plants which grow along with the crops. These are wild plants and their ability to procure nutrition from the crops at a rapid rate makes the what you can say crops what you can say fragile. Okay, and they what you can say make them fragile and hampers the productivity. So how can we possibly what you can say uh, remove weeds from the crop fields? Okay, one of such method is hand picking. Other methods are using weedicides. Weedicides are what is sprayed on the weeds so that weedicides kill the weeds. Okay, insect pest attacks which include locust, grasshoppers, caterpillars. Okay, for this generally insecticides are being applied, or the other method is by using other pests which are the natural prey of the infected pest, which can also do it, and this method is eco-friendly. Other methods include using natural insecticides like neem oil and we can say citrulina. These are the natural uh, insecticides. Okay, so these are some of the methods by which crop productivity can be enhanced. The next topic is storage of grain. How storage of grain is done. Okay, for example, for storing different kinds of crops, for example food grains, oil seeds, vegetables, different methods are required. For example, those crops after harvesting which consist of high amount of moisture, for example vegetables, need to be stored in a cold storage chain. For example, more the amount of water in the crop, more will be the chances of its spoilage. So as we all know, the vegetables don't last for more than 15 days to 1 month hardly. Okay, so they need to be stored in cold storage. Food grains, however, can be stored for about 3 to 5 years. Okay, maximum 3 to 5 years because their moisture content is less. However, the warehouses, or the what you can say places where they're kept need to be cleaned properly. Okay, need proper fumigation. Fumigation is method killing all the funguses, bacteria and the pest around it. Okay, and there should be one should ensure that there will be no moisture present at those places. Okay, the moisture invites fungal and bacterial infection, which can spoil the what you can say food grains. Okay, so these kinds of method need to be applied in order to store grain. Thank you. After you get the video, the class group will be open for all of you to ask your doubts.